How did we meet? One of my jobs it was a really popular job at Bankers Trust, and I was tasked with this idea of getting rid of everybody's secretary. That was one of my, which was not a popular job, as you can imagine, and because the concept of automation was just starting, and it was a thinking that we would have centralized word processing. I had a reputation, I think, for the lady that's going to take everybody's secretary away. It was really, I think I was out there being a little bit more of a dragon lady than I was. But we then found a technology which was actually invented by Exxon, and it was called a Videc machine.
V-I-D-E-K.
It had these big floppy disks. They were these big square things like this, but you could record on them and then write over, and so it really opened the door, I think, for things that we take for granted today with computers. But it was revolutionary. And at that point, Kurt was running the credit department, and they had to produce tons of paper. And Kurt got wind of this machine, if I recall.
Mm-hmm.
And you wanted to come down and see what it was like.
See the Videc in action.
See the Videc in action. So you did. And you said, you remember, I was sitting on a desk, swinging my legs. That's what you said.
Swing your long legs.
Swinging my long legs. And I thought, here's this, hotshot coming down from the credit department, and he wants to see our Videc machine. So we set him up, and I'm sitting there on the desk, swinging my legs, thinking, okay, smarty pants, let's see, what you think about it. Well, Kurt, being the creative soul that he is, as you've heard, really could see how this could free up an awful lot of resources to do other things in his department, and he became the great advocate. For whatever reason, you decided that I was your one and only, I would say, right? So when I told Mother that I was living with Curtis and that we were going to be married, her reaction was she burst into tears. How could you marry a divorced man? He's so much older than you are, yada, yada, yada. Well, we have now been married for 33 and a half happy years. And I couldn't imagine being married to anybody else. I dated a lot in New York and had friends, but never really found the right guy. Curtis loves to recite my former boyfriends, none of whom meant anything. But it has been a wonderful marriage, and his children have been extremely accepting of me, and so have the grandchildren.